by the proper official or personnel of the DSWD. And during committee deliberations, we asked Congressman Lagman about this provision, and it specifically referred to children who are abused by their father or stepfather. So how can you seek consent? Yes. You cannot seek consent because they would usually hide the child. And now the child would be under the custody of the DSWD. But imposing a parental consent would make the Department of Social Welfare and Development a very weak guidance or counselor of the child. Secondly, there were also talks about this, the refusal to perform voluntary ligation and vasectomy. We are in the process of ironing out amendments. But what we are calling for is that there are people who would intentionally misinform couples. And the problem is if the couples will have a hard time with probably the mother either sick or them resorting to a dropout of the eldest or the second child from school because another baby is coming and they have to prioritize the food, they simply give false information and they just walk away with it.
Okay. All right. Joining us on the line now to join the discussion is Father Melvin Castro, Executive Secretary of the Episcopal Commission of Family and Life of the CBCP. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, and also good evening to our good Congresswoman and to all our viewers.
Good evening, Father.
All right, Father Melvin, we were actually talking about provisions of the bill that Congresswoman Janette here is saying that they're open to. I understand, Father, that there are also certain provisions from the side of the CBCP that you would like to push once given the chance to dialogue.
Well, actually, again, as articulated by Congresswoman Garin, when our bishops issued a pastoral statement calling for a widespread dialogue, well, actually, it did not mean a formal, it did not mean yet, during that moment, that there should be an institution-to-institution dialogue, but instead, the personal dialogue between the bishops and the respective legislators in the areas of responsibility. Now, to the point of regarding possible amendments, as of now, more than amendments, we are appealing to our legislators that probably there are certain things that the definition of terms are quite incompatible. For example, in one public forum that we had with Congressman Lagman, and I said this to him personally, also in public there, that and he was the one who brought it up, that, for example, when does life begin? For us in the Catholic Church, life begins at fertilization. For him, it begins in implantation. So with that very distinct diverging definition, it will also prop up why, for the Church, it is quite unacceptable to have the contraceptives, and why on the other side, because life for them begins at implantation, it is acceptable to have contraceptives. So these are ethical and moral principles which are very, very deep in nature, and I'm not sure how we can have a possible compromise on that, because that is the very principle where life begins. Now, with the other provisions that the Congresswoman has mentioned, we are glad that they are open to that, regarding the age-appropriate sex education, regarding the CBE, it will be included there. It's good that they are amenable to possible amendments, but again, because more than amending some provisions of the bill, what we see are the bigger, deeper moral questions, which in our own sincere thinking is quite incompatible with how we look at where life begins, the sanctity of life.
So, Father, does that mean that mere amending or mere amendments or changes to the bill won't guarantee the approval of the CBCP, or it's not how you're looking at it?
No, definitely not, because with all due respect and charity to our good congresswoman who mentioned the possible amendments, well, in our